Good morning, everyone. Today, before we start our video, make sure that you have a piece of paper and a pencil. And just as a reminder before we get started, if you ever need more thinking time or time to write something down, just click on the spacebar to pause the video. Today, our lesson is all about possessive pronouns. To start our lesson today, we're going to do a little bit of an activity. Then we'll have some practice problems that you'll need your paper and pencil for. So let's get started. Let's pretend today is show and tell day at school. The children brought their favorite possessions to school, so they each brought something to show and tell. We are going to guess which object belongs to which child. You're going to have to use some context clues to figure it out. Do you know which object is hers? There's a recipe book, a fish, a toolbox, a robot, some fossils, or a xylophone. I'll give you a hint. If you look at her clothing, you might be able to figure it out. Yes, Lisa brought her goldfish to school. Do you know which object is his? Yes, Max brought his toolbox to school. Do you know which object is mine? Yes, I brought my xylophone to school. Do you know which object is ours? Yes, we brought our recipe book to school. Do you know which objects are theirs? Yes, Kim and Ben brought their fossils to school. Which object is left? Is the robot yours? Did you notice all of the blue words in the last couple questions? The blue words show possession, and we call them possessive pronouns. Here are all of the words that we just saw. The words that are blue are those possessive pronouns. Hers, her, his, ours, our, mine, my, theirs, their. They show possession. A possessive pronoun are pronouns that show ownership. If you have something that is possessive, it means to show ownership. Possess is a root word that means to show ownership. And pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun. Instead of saying, Miss Iwasko brought her lunch to school, you could say, she brought her lunch to school. It's a word that takes the place of the noun. Possessive pronouns take the place of possessive nouns like we talked about last week, and they show that something belongs to someone or something. For example, a possessive noun sentence might say, Lisa left Lisa's sweater at home. But to make it easier to read, you'll use a possessive pronoun. Lisa left her sweater at home. That possessive pronoun took the place of the yellow possessive noun. Possessive pronouns make sentences easier to read, which is why we use them. Instead of saying, this is Henry's car, you might say, this is my car if you are Henry. The possessive noun sentence, is that Tim's new sailboat? You could also say, is that his new sailboat? And it would mean the same thing. That bicycle is Lucy's, and that bicycle is mine mean the same thing if you're Lucy. But you can see that the blue possessive nouns are taking the place of the yellow possessive nouns. Some forms can be used before the nouns, and some forms of possessive pronouns will be used all by themselves. You would use these possessive pronouns before nouns. So my dog, your dog, his dog, her dog, its dog, our dog, your dog, their dog. But sometimes they can be used all alone. If you were just pointing to that dog, you could say, that's mine, that's yours, that's his, that's hers, that's its, that's ours, that's yours, that's theirs. So they can be used by themselves or used before the noun. Possessive pronouns always show ownership. Some possessive pronouns are used before the noun, like we just talked about. Here's another example. The yellow words are the noun. Let's take a look. My book is new. You have possession over the noun, my book. Her book is old. They have possession over the noun. His book is blue. Our books are exciting. So you can see the blue pronoun kind of owns the noun that comes after it. But sometimes you can use possessive pronouns by themselves. Did you finish yours? I am almost finished with mine. Did Kevin finish his? When using a possessive pronoun by itself, you have to be really specific. Usually possessive pronouns are used by themselves when you can see the person or it's obvious what you're talking about. So for example, in this sentence, it could be really tricky to know what it's talking about. Did you finish yours? What does yours mean? But since there's pictures of books in all of these sentences, we can make the assumption or infer that they're talking about books. Possessive pronouns can be singular or plural. For example, if you're using a pronoun before a noun, like the one with the yellow books in it, and you're only talking about one book, you would say, my book, your book, his book, her book, its book. But if you want to use it by itself and it's only one book, you could say that's mine, that's yours, that's his, that's hers, or that's its. And the same can be true for plural, which means more than one. So for the book example, you would say our books, your books, their books. Or if you want to say it by itself, you could say that's ours, that's yours, that's theirs. Something unique about possessive pronouns is they show possession without using an apostrophe. They don't use an apostrophe because the word on its own shows ownership. You might have noticed earlier that I said the word its. When you use the word its, there's two different versions. We are talking about this blue version, a possessive pronoun. Its is like saying it belongs to something. If you have an apostrophe when using the word it's a contraction, which means it is. Let's look at some examples to make this a little bit more clear. A possessive pronoun its could be used like this. The giraffe stretched its neck to reach the leaves. Its is showing the giraffe's neck. When you use its with an apostrophe, it's like saying it's Ben's birthday. Its is the same as it is. It is Ben's birthday. One way to check to see if you should use an apostrophe is if you have an apostrophe, it should be able to say it is. So it is Ben's birthday makes sense, which means the apostrophe is correct. If you had an apostrophe up here, it would read, the giraffe stretched its neck to reach the leaves. That doesn't make sense, so don't include the apostrophe. For the next activity we're going to do, you're going to need a piece of paper and a pencil. On your paper, write the numbers 1 through 8, because there's going to be 8 questions. When you see each question, just write your answer on your paper, and then when you fill out the rest of this form, you'll easily be able to remember the answer. You will need it to fill out the form after this video. That way you won't have to do the same questions 2 times in a row. Number 1's directions say find the possessive pronoun in the sentence. Remember, the possessive pronoun is the pronoun that took the place of the nouns and has possession. The sentence says, Nina and Ryan brought their new science project to school. Which word is the possessive pronoun? New, to, or their? We're going to do this one together. The correct answer is C, their. This answer is correct because their took the place of Nina and Ryan. If you didn't use the word their in the sentence, it would be really long and kind of confusing. This is what it would sound like. Nina and Ryan brought Nina and Ryan's new science project to school. So the use of their helps make it easier for us to read the sentence. We know the answer is not A because the word new in the sentence does not describe a noun that has possession. We also know the answer is not B because the word to describes where they brought the thing, not who is owning it. Let's try another one. I found the glue, but where is its lid? So we're looking for the pronoun that takes the place of a noun and has possession. Is the answer A, its, B, where, or C, but? The answer is not but. But in this sentence is used as a conjunction. It combines the 2 parts of the sentence together. The answer is also not B, where. The word where doesn't tell us what noun is being in possession. I found the glue, but where is its lid? The correct answer is its. Its is talking about the glue. I found the glue, but where is its lid? So the possessive pronoun is kind of like the word that's being a substitute for the noun. Our next example is the last one that we're going to do together and get the answer for. This one says, please remember to clean your classroom at the end of the day. We need to find the possessive pronoun, the word that's substituting in for the person that has possession. Which of these words shows whose class it is? Is it A, your classroom, B, the classroom, or C, at classroom? On your paper, write the letter that matches your answer. The correct answer for this one is A. It's your classroom. It belongs to us. The answer B sounded okay, but the doesn't show any ownership. The classroom is just like saying a classroom. And C is incorrect because at classroom doesn't really make sense. For number 4, I'm not going to give away the answer. I'll read the sentence and the answer choices. Number 4 says, the bee flapped its wings as it buzzed from flower to flower. You're looking for the word that substitutes for the bee. The answer A, as, B, its, or C, from. If you need more time to think, pause the video now. Number 5. All the children wanted a ride on my new bicycle. Which word shows ownership of the bicycle? A, all, B, on, or C, my? If you need more time, push pause. Number 6 says, Jenna was excited to show her lucky basketball to the class. Who has ownership of the lucky basketball? Is it A, to, B, was, or C, her? If you need more time, push pause. Number 7 says, Mike shared his secret cookie recipe with the class. Which answer shows ownership of the secret cookie recipe? A, secret, B, his, or C, with? If you need more time, push pause. Our last question says, she gave her ice cream to Ted. Which word shows ownership of the ice cream? Is it A, she ice cream, B, to ice cream, or C, her ice cream? If you need more time, pause the video. It's time to show what you know. The questions on the rest of the form are going to be the same pictures that you just saw. All you have to do is take your answers that you wrote for numbers 1 through 8 and answer the questions.